Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today, and today we're going to be talking about a potential signing in the NBA. As one of the most recent reports in the NBA is that there is mutual interest in Jock Landale and the Suns reuniting on some type of deal. I mean, it's kind of I don't know. It's going to be difficult to figure out because after the Suns Bradley Beal trade, the Suns have, if not not a lot of money to spend in free agency. We're taking on, Bradley Beal's contract is horrible, and then you got Kevin Durant and Devin Booker's max contracts. And not only that, I know there's a chance he's going to get traded, but you still got DeAndre Ayton's contract as well, which I don't think that's a max contract. Does Ayton? I think Ayton might have a max contract. I'm not sure. If Ayton doesn't have a max contract, it's pretty near. But you got four players with very high contracts. The problem is they have no money to spend in free agency. Their defense, they don't have a lot of good defense. They don't have a lot of depth. Right now, they only have 8 players under contract on the roster. And besides, they have like 5 solid players on the roster under contract, but then the 3 others aren't that good. I mean, they have under contract right now for the Phoenix Suns. They have KD, Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, Cameron Payne. So you got those 5 guys right there. And then the 3 other players that are, one is most likely going to be under because they just received Jordan Goodwin and Isaiah Todd from the Bradley Beal trade. So that's 7. And then Ish Wainwright, who averaged 4 points per game this season for the Phoenix Suns, has a team option. And if it's going to be a problem for the Phoenix Suns to pick up guys in free agency, I wouldn't think the Suns would decline that team option. It's only a $1.9 million team option. I don't see the Suns declining that $1.9 million team option for Ish Wainwright. So you have 8, maybe 7 player. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it definitely could happen that they decline Ish Wainwright's team option, maybe trying to clear some cap space and send him to free agency. But who knows? But what I will say is that even if Ish Wainwright, option isn't accepted in 7 players. Isaiah Todd's a guy who, he's only played 18 NBA games in 2 seasons, has spent most of his time in the G League. Jordan Goodwin's a solid player. He averaged 6.6 points per game this season. So besides Campaign, KD, D-Book, Beal, and Ayton, there's not a lot of other proven players on this roster besides, Wainwright's a solid player. He's not, he had a solid season. But that's why it is important what the Suns do in free agency. And Jock Landale has said he wants to return. I mean, he's said, I want to return to Phoenix. I'll do anything to return to Phoenix before. He said that right after they got eliminated. But the recent report is a reporter from Hoops Hype said on a tweet, I'm told there's a mutual interest from the Suns and Jock Landale in returning to Phoenix. Landale improved his free agency stock during the playoffs and is expected to have several suitors entering free agency. So, that's the thing. It's reminding me like a Bobby Portis thing. But Jock Landale's not that good. He's not as good as Bobby Portis. You saw Bobby Portis once the Bucks won the NBA championship, which the Suns did not win the championship this year. Bobby Portis could have gotten a massive contract that season, but he chose to stay with the Bucks and keep their championship team together on a cheap deal to keep him on their roster. I can't remember the exact number he signed with the Bucks to stay with them, but it was a cheap deal. He could have gotten a lot of more money. And Jock Landale, he's not going to get anything serious, but I could see him getting anywhere around maybe $3 to $5 million, if not a tiny bit more, maybe $3 to $5.5 million. Jock Landale could get a year, maybe. Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably reasonable that Landale will probably get around $3 to $5 million a year. He had a really solid season, averaged 6.5 points per game, had 4.4 rebounds per game as well. Was very solid for the Suns in the playoffs. I have no idea what he averaged in the playoffs, but was really solid for the Suns in their playoff run. Aiden struggled and he stepped up and did some good things for them in the playoffs. So I think he would be worth around $3 to $5 million in free agency, if not more. And that is something the Suns would probably not be able to spend. $3 to $5 million, which is crazy. That the Suns probably couldn't get him on a contract like that for $3 to $5 million. So you're looking at him maybe signing like a 1 year, maybe $1.9 million deal, one year $2 million deal, which I know you're signing a contract for way less than what you can be getting, but he wants to come back to Phoenix, especially now with that trio. So I'm guessing if he really wants to return to Phoenix, I guess Phoenix could probably sign him to either like a $1.9 million deal or a $2 million deal, whatever. Which it would, whatever one. Probably a $2 million deal to keep Jock Landale on the Phoenix Suns. So a 1 year, $2 million deal. He can probably get more in free agency, probably a lot more. Like probably can get around 3 to 5, but would stick with the Suns because he wants to be there. But at that point, I don't even know if I would return to this. If you're Jock Landale, you're gonna return to the Suns for about around $1 to $3 million cheaper, so you can stay on that team. I don't know. At that point, I would sign with someone else, especially if a lot of teams are going to be interested in you. So he had a really solid season this year. I think he'll have even a better season next season because at some point in the season, it was like back and forth between him and Bismack Biyombo, and then eventually they finally gave him the full keys to be their backup center, and he started playing way better. He averaged 6 and 4 last year. So, if the Suns can't re-sign him, it's not a huge deal, but I think the Suns should most likely need to go after him and re-sign him this offseason. But you guys have your thoughts. This is the video if you guys enjoyed, and peace out.